Greetings, Pauper Dicks people. Welcome to Pauper Dicks, where we play paper, Pauper Dicks. Anywho, like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends, and comment. Let me know what you think the best cards from the sets I review today are. And I am reviewing the Dark today, following with Fallen Empires and 4th edition, if there's anything there to mention. Alright, so let's get to it. Apprentice Wizard is not a Pauper playable card. It is pretty neat, but not Pauper playable. I'd say it's brewable and possibly Pauper playable at best. I think I need to come up with a rating system, so we're just going to have cards that are duds, just possibly Pauper playable or brewable, and then playable. The cards that are actually being used. And then between playable and possibly playable is like sideboard cards, so they just don't count. The only ones that count are playable, the ones that we see used every day. Anywho, not like you guys actually care that much. Bone Flute, it's neat but not usable at best. Brainwash, at best. 1 white, and then they have to pay 3 to attack. It's just like, why would you run that? You could just run Pacifism or anything better. Coal Golem and Brothers of Fire, not playable, and not even really worth mentioning. Drowned is interesting. I've never seen a blue zombie card. Not an all blue zombie card. That's the first Emir card printed within Magic the Gathering. I think it's the first card that really housed dual colors. That and Elves of Deep Shadow. I could be wrong. I might not have been paying attention in the last few sets. But anyway, Dust to Dust. That is a sideboard card, so it is just below it's just below playable because it is a sideboard card. Move 2 artifacts from the game. 3 mana. If you're playing mono white, I mean, can't use Gorilla Shaman, so might as well use Dust to Dust. What else we got? I mean, the Elves of Deep Shadow is brewable, but nah. Fellwar Stone's neat, but nah. Fire Drake is kind of a dud. Fisher is brewable, I guess, if you're needing a lot of different mana destruction, but Flood is just a dud. Ghost Ship is quite a trip, but not worth brewing with. Goblin Caves is brewable. Digging Team is brewable, or maybe even sideboardable, because there is like a wall. I know there's a wall deck. There's like a couple of different. I've seen a few out floating around out there. So, Digging Team would be like a sideboard card for goblins if you've been having trouble with the wall deck in your meta, but otherwise not really usable. Goblin Shrine is also pretty cool. Yeah, especially, I mean, you want to run that if you're running Goblin Caves, but not alone, I don't think, unless you're running goblins that are like cohorts and stuff. Anywho, those 2 are brewable at best. Goblins of the Flare, don't play it with dwarves, or it just kills you. The dwarves will just kill it. But yeah, not really playable. Holy Light is another sideboard card. I've put in sideboards. 3 and a white. Protection for red. Banding. 2/2. That seems like it was pretty good back in the day, but I don't think it's much better than brewable. Scavenger Folk. It seems like it would have been a good sideboard card before other better things came out. But yep. And that is the Dark. Let's move on to Fallen Empires. Alright, and on with one of the lamest sets that has ever been printed, in my opinion, but that is just my opinion, I don't know. Actually, I think Homelands was worse. Aeofile, for 2 mana you can play an artifact, then for 1 additional mana and sacking the artifact you can do 2 damage to any target. Or for 1 red mana you could just play Lightning Bolt, or Shock. Of course we didn't have a lot of burn options back then, so I'm sure it's all actually quite a bit of decent amount of play for burn decks. but nobody was playing Pauper back then, so I don't know. I don't even know what was going on in the uncommon and rare level so much. Anywho, Armored Thrall, it seems like a journey to the next card. It's 3 for a 1/3 creature, and you can tap and sack it to give another creature +1/+2. Now you can put a counter on it. It isn't even until end of turn, it's a counter. Is these cards Pauper playable? No. Basalt Thrall. And I wouldn't even say they're brewable, but yeah, I think these are duds. Basalt Thrall and Brascal Orcs are duds. I mean, pay 2 for a 1/2, and you can sack him to add 2 to your mana as an interrupt, whatever. Brascal Orcs, 3/2, can't block anything greater than 1, so that's neat. But not really. Combat Medic, prevent 1 damage to any player or creature for 2 white, and that's not worth it. Dwarven Soldier, blocks or is blocked by orcs. It gets +0/+2. Whoopie doo. I mean, I guess that's kind of neat, but nobody plays orcs. Elven Leer, sack Elven Leer to give a target creature +2/+2 until end of turn. And not playable. All these are duds. Elvish Hunter, target creature. Okay, so it's like a Master Dickhole. I guess that's playable because green doesn't really get. It's brewable because it's an elf, but it's not great. Feral Thallid, 3 and 3 green. During your upkeep, put a spore counter on it. Remove 3 spore counters to regenerate it. So yeah, every 3 turns you can risk him dying, which is kind of neat. But yeah, as long as your opponent doesn't have removal. Okay, like I was saying, Goblin Chirurgian, or whatever the hell that is called. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm sorry. I really don't know how to pronounce that. Chirurgian. I don't know. Whatever. I give up. He's Pauper playable in the Goblin deck, okay? There you go. There's your first Pauper playable card for this expansion, Fallen Empires. Yeah, probably one of the worst expansions if you ask me, but I might be wrong. Acacian Javeliers, maybe it was the dark, at least for Pauper. Although Holy Light and that other one was pretty good. Acacian Javeliers is definitely Pauper playable. It's a soldier, it's a 1/1, and gets a little Javelin Leer token, and you can flash him, like flicker him in and get it back. And I just spilled beans. Yay. Literally on the carpet, along with corn. Acacian Lieutenant. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end turn. I mean, yeah, it's not really playable, but I guess that's pretty cool. Okay, Acacian Phalanx. It's 4 and a white. That right there, folks, should be your clue that this is not a Pauper playable card. 2/4 bands. It's probably really good back in the day. I don't know, with the banding thing. I might have to experiment with that. I mean, soldier, but it's a 4 and a white, so it's never going to really see any Pauper play. I mean, maybe like a 1 of. Just for the hell of it, but it's really not Pauper playable in my opinion. And to the, what my goal here for this series, it's definitely not one we can count. Acacian Javeliers and Goblin Chirurgeon, okay. Acacian Scout. Target creature gains first strike until end of turn. 1 and tap it. Yeah, no one really cares that. Not really. Mind Stab Thrall. Attacks and not blocked. You may sack it to force target player to discard 3 cards. I think that's pretty good, but it's not Pauper playable. Neckrite. was in the first pack of cards I bought. Text, and is not blocked. You may sack it to bury a target creature controlled by the player. Necrite attack this turn. If you do so, it deals no damage during combat this turn. Night Soil. I didn't know that was Pauper playable or legal. Remove 2 creatures in any graveyard from the game and put a sapling creature token into play. Treat this token as one. Damn! I don't know why this doesn't see any Pauper play. I mean, hey, I'm going to get rid of some cards in your, like that, Striped River Rinder and that Ulamog's Crusher. Go ahead and get rid of them. I'm going to make a sapling token in their honor. I don't know. Orcus Spy seemed like a good card. Look at the top 3 cards of target player's library and return them in the same order. Okay, yeah. Well, Orcus Veteran. For some reason, I thought he let you look at the player's hand or something. It's been a long time since I read that card. Orcus Veteran. 2/2 for 2 and a red. Can't be assigned to block any white creature of power greater than 1. Red, first strike till end of turn. And not Pauper playable. Order of Lit Beer. Pro black. 2 white for a 2/1. It gets for 2 white +1/+0, and for 1 white, first strike till end of turn. Order of the Ebon Hand. 2, so basically the same thing as the white one. Yep. And neither of those are really playable, but I appreciate what they did there. It's like the first Black Knight and White Knight before White Knight and Black Knight. Be kind of neat to see White Knight and Black Knight in Pauper. They're clerics too. It'd be cool to see a cleric tribal deck in Pauper or a Merfolk deck in Pauper, but River Merfolk. For 1 blue, you get a Mountain Walker until end of turn. And he's a 2/1 for 2 blue. Dallad. I feel like that one's good, but I don't know. During your upkeep, put a spore counter on Dallad. Remove 3 spore counters shown. Put a sapling token into play. Wow. If you ask me, that's Pauper playable. Although you don't see anybody play it. I haven't seen any decks run it, but I would call that Pauper playable. It does take 3 turns to get 1 token though, so maybe not. Thallid Devourer. During your upkeep, put a spore counter on it. Remove 3 from him, and you get a 1/1 green creature. Sack a sapling to give Thallid Devourer 1+1/+2 until end of turn. Thorn Thallid. During your upkeep, put a spore counter on him. Remove 3 from. Have it deal 1 damage to any target. Yeah, none of those are really playable. Thrall Retainer. Sack him. Target creature gets +1/+1. Sacrifice Thrall Retainer to regenerate the creature it enchants. Oh, it's an enchantment. Okay. No, it's not playable. So for this puny little stack of cards, we get a Cation Javelier and Goblin Cheer. Will you freaking decide how to Churgeon? I don't know. Okay, so the next set that come out was 4th edition, right? But I've already reviewed all the alpha, beta, and unlimited cards, and all the dark Arabian Nights, Fallen Empires, Legends, Antiquities cards. So what we have in the Pauper section for 4th edition is all those cards, plus 3 cards. Spirit Shackle is one of those cards. This was a new card, I imagine, just printed specifically in this set, and it is not a Pauper playable card. As you can see, put a 0/-2 counter on target creature every time it becomes tapped. These counters remain even if Spirit Shackle is removed. So eventually it kills your creature. It's neat, but not playable. I'd rather just kill your creature right away. And then we got maybe there's 4 cards. Shanadin Dryads. Maybe those were in there. I can't remember. It's a 1/1 Forest Walk for green. Not playable. Let's see what else. There was oh yeah, these guys. Osai Vultures. At the end of any turn in which a creature is put into the graveyard from play, put a carrying counter on vultures. Remove 2 carrying counters to give vultures +1/+1 until end of turn. 2 for a 1/1 flying. That can be a 2/2 flying every 2 or 3 turns if you're paying attention. Whoopie-doo. Orchestra Flame. Pretty sure I already reviewed that. Not playable. Not playable. Not playable. Not playable. None of these are playable. Land of War Elves is. And then the other... It's I think they were going to make a Amonkhet set. I don't think they were going to call it Amonkhet back then, but the only evidence I have of this is that they did Arabian Nights. That was neat. And they made this card. This one was printed in 4th edition. And it's not playable. And it's 2 for a 2/1 that when it dies, it just goes to exile. Okay. Not sure why you'd want that in your deck, but yeah. Pretty sure that is all. There might be one other one that slipped by. Maybe Samite Healer. Pretty sure that's it. The dogs are going crazy. You probably cannot hear them. Okay, yeah, so that's all for 4th edition. Well, guys, I was going to review Ice Age next, but that set actually has 94 cards to review in it. So we'll be doing that in the next video, because that might take me about 20 minutes to review. So we'll see you in the next video soon. I know you're thinking Homelands should be next, but from what I was looking at, it's... I don't know. I might be wrong, but whatever. I'm doing Ice Age, and then I'm doing Homelands. Anyway, see you guys in a few for that next review.